Hi everyone, on the last unit now. I think there's like about 5 shelves on this one. Shelf 17 coming up, that one just there. Let's go and see what we got. Hi everyone, we're going to be doing the 17 shelf now. Let's get on with it. Another Vipco one here, Pranks. It's like a slasher flick. A pretty good one, you know, people they get hired to sort of refurbish, I think it's an old school or something, and there's a killer loose in there. Yeah, it's not bad for what it is, it's a decent little slasher. Quite an early one as well, that. We've got Premonition, which is from the creators of The Ring and The Grudge, and that. It was an Asian film, Japanese. Yeah, this one was okay, it was a bit slow paced in times, but you know, watchable, it was okay. Profondo Rosso, which is a brilliant Dario Argento film, also known as Deep Red. I think everyone knows that though, but yeah, this is a great film, this one. Really good. Prom Night, the remake of Prom Night. Yeah, no, it's not that great. It's like a typical sort of big budget remake of I've seen the original Jamie Lee Curtis one, and I did quite like that one, but didn't like this one as much. So. The Prophecy, which is the one with Christopher Walken, plays Archangel Gabriel. I really like this. It was really good. This I think the whole series was pretty decent, but yeah, this is the best of the trilogy. And we got Prophecy 2. Which, you know, wasn't as good as the first. It was still decent now. Not as good as the first one. And it's Prophecy 3. I really enjoyed this actually. Christopher Walken come back. He was the bad guy in the other two, and he's like the good guy in this one. So, you know, it was a decent film. Now Christopher Walken's good in it as always. So, Psych 9. I think this one's set in like an asylum or something. And I've not watched it. I've seen the trailer. The trailer looks decent, so I'll give that a view. The original classic Psycho, the Alfred Hitchcock one, you know, great film. That I think was you know, one of the first proper true scary films, really. That wasn't it. Brilliant performances as well. Anthony Perkins was great in that. Pretty shocking, I think, for the time it came out as well. You know, so really good. I've not seen the remake. Don't really plan on seeing it either because it's supposed to be horrendous. So we've got Psycho 2. Which is a bit of a guilty pleasure, this, because I really love this version. I thought this was a great movie as well. Doesn't get talked about very much. Everyone talks about the first Psycho, but no one really ever mentions the second. But this is a great one as well. A bit more of a slasher film, really, than Psychological of the first, but still a great movie. That one, I really enjoyed that. Pulse, which is the Japanese one, also known as Cairo. Yeah, this is pretty decent as well. You know, I enjoyed it more than the American remake, but I think that's the case with most of them sort of films. But yeah, decent, worth checking out though. And there's the American remake. A lot more sort of special effects, you know, a lot more with a budget and that on it. But not really as good as a film, unfortunately. You know, it was decent, but not a patch on the Japanese one. Something I've picked up and not watched yet. The Pumpkin Carver. I've not really even heard anything about it. I don't know if it's any good or not. So if anyone knows, let me know what it's like. The classic Stan Winston one, Pumpkinhead. I love this film. Great. The whole series is really good. I like all the series of these. This is obviously the best one, but you know, Lance Henriksen as well is in it. Great movie that. Pumpkinhead 2, Blood Wings. Picked this one up on Region 1. I think it's only just got re-released in the UK, like literally just a few weeks ago. Like, and you know, I really wanted it badly, so I got it from America. You know, a mail order from America. But yeah, it's really good. It was a really decent version. A lot of people consider this the worst one, but you know, I thought it was okay. I thought it wasn't bad at all. Pumpkinhead Ashes to Ashes, which I think was probably the weakest of the 4 films. This is still watchable. I still liked it. I still enjoyed it. You know, the creature looked pretty good. Pumpkinhead creature looks good in it, but yeah, you can see on the back there is you know, the special effect, the makeup, monster makeup effects are pretty good in it, creature effects. But yeah, it was okay. It's probably the weakest out of the ones, but it's still watchable. And Pumpkinhead Blood Feud, which I actually enjoyed more than the third. I thought it was really good, about like 2 sort of feuding sort of like redneck families, and I think they call the demon. One of them gets either attacked or killed or something, and one of them calls a demon to get revenge on the family, and it ends up, you know, trying to wipe both of the families out, and they have to sort of join together to destroy Pumpkinhead. I really liked it. I thought it was a good film. I liked it better than the third, like I say. So you know, the creature looks, Pumpkinhead looks pretty evil on that as well. He looks a lot more twisted in that one, but I really enjoyed it. You know, good film. I like the whole 4 of them. So it's Puppet Master, the first one. Really like the Puppet Master movies as well. You know, they do tend to drag a bit in parts, and they're not, you know, as action packed as they look on the case, you know. But no, I think the doll effects are really good in that as well. So, Puppet Master 2, which I enjoyed more than the first one. I thought this was a really good sequel. You know, these are decent. The same sort of dolls are in it as well. Same dolls. I don't know if there's any new ones in it or not. Can't remember now, but you know, they're always adding new dolls to the Puppet Masters, aren't they? But this was probably my favourite at the films. Then I picked this one up fairly recently, so I've not got to watch it yet. This is Puppet Master: The Legacy. Not watched. I haven't heard that much about this one really. Not many people talk about it, so I don't know what it's like. And then Puppet Master: Axis of Evil, which is I think got the annual number 15 certificate as far as I know. But I think this was the newest one. I think this was like Puppet Master 10 or something, was it, or something like that. But yeah, I'm not watching this one yet either. I will get around to watching them though. I might have a Puppet Master sort of. You know, maybe a theme night and watch all of them in one sitting I've got, but we'll see. And we've got Q the Winged Serpent, which is a great monster flick, good creature flick. Larry Cohen directed it, sorry, who did the Maniac Cop films and that. But yeah, this has got a really good slipcase, well, completely different slipcase really to the, you know, to the case, which is, you know, nice for a change. Even the backs, you know, very similar, but like, you know, different sort of colours and that. So I thought that was a really good slipcase. This is the got like the poster thing in it as well, the poster thing, so you know, it's a good release, this version. A really good film again, and you know, sort of like creatures taken off. It's got like eggs in this one of the towers in America, and basically it's guarding its eggs and it's trying to feed its young and that. It's a good film, I really enjoyed it. Quarantine, just like the American remake of Wreck. I love Wreck. Wreck 1 and 2 are like some of my favourite films. But I've not watched this one yet. Not supposed to be as good as the originals, so but we'll see. I bought Quarantine 2 as well. Picked that one up fairly cheaply, so not sure what this one's like. I don't think this has really got anything to do with the first Quarantine. So I got on here called R Point, which I think is a Korean one. This is like it's also like sort of Blair Witch meets Full Metal Jacket. So it's like sort of like a ghost story sort of setting, like sort of like a Vietnam War type sort of era. I've not watched it yet, but the trailer looks really good. It looks pretty effective, some good scares in it. I'll see what it's like. David Cronenberg's Rabid. Yeah, I've said this quite a few times. I watched it on telly a few times. I think the Horror Channel showed it not long ago as well. Really good Cronenberg film. I really like this one. Marilyn Chambers stars in it. I think she used to be like a soft porn star, and she sort of made the transition to this movie. I think it's the first proper movie she starred in. I think she did pretty well in it, considering, you know, so decent Cronenberg film that anyway. Raising Jeffrey Dahmer. I've not watched this one. It's another one I had, you know, fairly recently and picked her up. Just got on the shelf. Don't know anything about it. Hammer's Rasputin the Mad Monk. I've seen this a couple of times on TV. You know, decent Hammer film. Not one of the best, but watchable. Good performance by Christopher Lee in that. So there's another Vipco one there. Rats Nights of Terror. You know, quite a funny one. It's an Italian one, like Killer Rat movie. Some, you know, really unintentional sort of comedy in this film. It was pretty funny in parts, even though I don't think it meant to be. But yeah, it was okay. Good cheesy film that. The Raven, which is like John Cusack playing Edgar Allan Poe. He's after like sort of a killer. I think he's like trying to kill him based on, like, you know, sort of books that Edgar Allan Poe's written. Edgar Allan Poe sort of joins up with them to try and catch the killer. I enjoyed this really. A lot of people have given it negative reviews. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. More of a murder mystery than a proper horror, but you know, sort of decent. You know, I thought he played Edgar Allan Poe fairly well as well, considering John Cusack. So not bad at all. Ravenous. That's a great film. That's like sort of cannibals in the Civil War. Say they're like sort of soldiers, like Civil War soldiers, and the take to cannibalism and that. It's a really good film, that. A great one to watch. An Australian film here called Razorback. I used to love this when I was younger. I did watch it again recently, and it's lost its impact a bit, but it's still a decent film. You know, people going after this killer pig. You know, I've got quite a few films like that about sort of people hunting killer pigs, and you know, this is probably one of the better ones. It has sort of aged a bit now, though, so... Razorblade Smile, which I think was Jay Quest's debut, the guy who did Evil Aliens and Doghouse and that. I thought this was okay. You know, it wasn't as good as his later films. It did drag on a bit in parts, but you know, it wasn't bad. It was a decent debut. And another one here with a good slipcase. Different slipcase on it, which I always like it when you get different slipcases. And I think this is like we've got the 2-disc edition here. It's quite a decent like little setup. Got a bit of information as well about the film in it, which is pretty good. So I always like it when the packaging like that. So but, you know, not a bad one. If you can get that version, that's a decent version to get. The Elite Entertainment version of Reanimator 2, the Region 1. This is the fully uncut one. Yeah, really brilliant film. This, I love all the Reanimators. Even the third one, even though the third one wasn't great, I still found it, you know, very watchable. And if they'd ever do a fourth Reanimator, that would be brilliant. I'd really love to see a fourth one. But yeah, brilliant film, classic one that. One of my favourite films of all time coming up now, Wreck. I love this. It was one of the most exhilarating horror films I think I've ever watched. The pacing and everything was brilliant. Really good performances. And it almost works like a found footage sort of type film. It's like, you know, through the like a camcorder lens, a lot of it. But it's not as disorientating as a lot of the other, you know, camcorder films. It's brilliant. There's some brilliant shocks in it as well. And the last 20 minutes is like really intense in that. I mean, a great film, that one. And also I got Wreck 2, which, you know, in my opinion was almost as good as the first. Another great one there. This one sort of centred more on like the sort of the possessed girl that was in the first one. A lot more certain. No, there's hunting that one and the hunting the girl down that in this one, but it was still great film. Really loved it. I haven't got Wreck 3. I've seen Wreck 3, but yeah, Wreck 3 wasn't bad. So, but it wasn't as bad as people made out. But the first two were amazing films. There's Red Dragon, the 2-disc version. This one was okay. Now, it was not as good as it was on Silence of the Lambs, you know, the first Silence of the Lambs. It was alright though. It wasn't a bit overlong as well, but I got his cheap one here, Lucio Fulci one, called The Red Monks. I think it was one of his lesser known films. I think it was one of his, you know, his later ones. And yeah, it was passable. It was okay. It wasn't a great film, but Red Riding Hood. I picked this up from like a charity shop, and you know, it wasn't bad. It was I think it was sort of aimed at the Twilight sort of era again. You know, I think it's the producers of it or something. You know, it wasn't too bad. It had some decent acting. Gary Oldman was in it as well, and you know, it was the period setting was quite good in that. But it was a bit sort of, well, dare I say, girly, you know. But yeah, it wasn't bad. It was a bit better than I expected it to be. Rika, which is okay. Now, it was a couple of good scares in it and that, but you know, not a brilliant film, not one of my favourites. But it was okay. It's worth a watch. There you go, Rika 2 as well. So same as the sort of first one, you know, decent, not too bad. Reign in Darkness, another one of the cheap hardcore ones. Didn't like this at all. I thought it was really boring and really dull. I think it was trying to be a bit like Underworld a bit. So even with the cover looks a lot like Underworld, but it had nowhere near that quality. So one to avoid, I think that. The Relic, really good monster movie, like set in a museum. Really like that one. First Resident Evil, the original one, decent, but a bit too Hollywoodized really, but it wasn't bad. And Resident Evil Apocalypse. I enjoyed that one because it had like Nemesis in from the Resident Evil 3 game, and I thought it was like really kick-ass baddie anyway. That so I really liked it in this, and that was a decent one. That I really liked that. Then Resident Evil Afterlife, you know, that wasn't too bad either. I didn't like it as much as Apocalypse, but it was still decent. Resident Evil Degeneration, which is the CGI film one. It's like a completely different story, nothing to do with the movie versions. This is like a CGI one. It was, you know, it was decent. It did drag on a bit in parts. I think it loses a bit of the impact, you know, being CGI, but it was still decent. It was okay. And finally on this shelf, we've got Return of the Evil Dead, which is the second one in the Blind Dead series. The only one I've got in the Blind Dead series as well. I enjoyed this one. This was decent. I have seen the first one before. I really like the first one as well. So I will end up picking all the Blind Dead films up. But you know, they're all decent then. So thanks for watching that shelf anyway. We're doing shelf 18 with you as soon as possible. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you. Bye.